Has anyone signed up to speak?
No, they have not.
Would anyone like to speak regarding this specific ordinance? Council comment? Roll call, please.
Baker.
Yes.
Bresnahan.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Farrar.
Yes.
Mayone.
Yes.
Gallagher.
Yes.
Wenson-Meyer.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
9 ayes, none against.
O-10-13.
Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of police ballistic equipment buying in the city of Rahway, County, Union State of New Jersey, appropriating $40,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $38,000 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
Has anyone signed up to speak?
No, they have not.
Would anyone like to speak regarding this ordinance? Please come forward.
Guy Cathy, 756 West Scott Avenue. Can you be a little bit more specific on the ballistic equipment, what kind of gear that they're looking to get? Is this in response to what happened at Sandy? Just so we know where the money is going to go from.
Yes, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak regarding this ordinance? I'd like to ask our police chief to come forward and give us the same summary that you did last meeting, please.
Evening, Council. This equipment is for ballistic equipment for the police department. It's in response to what happened in Sandy Hook. We're updating and reviewing all of our active shooter response protocols. The bulk of this purchase or this capital would be for ballistic helmets. Right now, our police officers don't have ballistic helmets. The intent is for every police officer to carry one with him in his radio car while he's working, so if he gets in one of these situations, he'll have that protective equipment. And also, we're going to equip every police car with a ballistic shield, so if we have to go into a school shooting situation, they'll be able to protect themselves. And that's the whole project.
Thank you. Any council comment?
Council President?
Councilman Baker.
Will that require a separate, Chief, will that require a separate ordinance to provide the ballistic shields for the cruisers?
It'll all be purchased under state contracts.
Okay.
And funded by this ordinance.
Funded by this ordinance? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any other council questions or comments? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Baker.
Yes.
Bresnahan.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Farrar.
Yes.
Mayone.
Yes.
Gallagher.
Yes.
Wenson-Meyer.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
9 ayes, none against.
O-11-13.
An ordinance amending Chapter 411 of the Code of the City of Rahway, Water.
Has anyone signed up to speak regarding this ordinance?
No, they have not.
Would anyone from the public like to speak regarding this ordinance? Council comment? Roll call, please.
Baker.
Yes.
Bresnahan.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Farrar.
Yes.
Mayone.
Yes.
Gallagher.
Yes.
Wenson-Meyer.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
9 ayes, none against.
O-12-13.
An ordinance amending Section 381-14 of the Code of the City of Rahway, taxi rates.
Has anyone signed up to speak regarding this?
No, they have not.
Would anyone like to speak regarding this specific ordinance? Okay, council comment? Roll call, please.
Baker.
Yes.
Bresnahan.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Farrar.
Yes.
Mayone.
Yes.
Gallagher.
Yes.
Wenson-Meyer.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
9 ayes, none against.
We'll move on to miscellaneous. Oh, that was on consent. Okay. All right, we'll go to communications. Hearing of citizens on any item. Has anyone signed up to speak?
Scott? Kathy?
Yeah. It's 5 minutes per speaker. I'd ask the city clerk to please keep the time.
Sky Caffey, 756 West Scott Avenue. I would like to thank you for the packet that came today. I got it. And I did a brief overview of it. And I know at the last meeting, the CFO had mentioned that when I asked him about the people that's going to be living in that facility, was any children involved? Because I know with the taxes, the stress on the city services, and he had mentioned that majority of them would be 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, and the probability of them having kids is not likely. But then when I read this, and I see that 8 1-bedroom apartments are being erected, 41 2-bedroom apartments, and 12 3-bedroom apartments. Now, how is that needed for a starving artist that's coming here to perform for the city, to bring people into the city? Who's going to be occupying that second bedroom? So they're going to be having children going into the city services, increasing the services of more police, fire, school. I mean, the minimum amount on here is 8 bedrooms, 8 1-bedrooms. There's no studios. How do you do 41 two-bedrooms? So it's almost like a controlled, where you guys are going to put who you want in these projects. Because that's what it is. It's a controlled project that you're going to say, hey, listen, you could do it. No one needs to have a 3-bedroom apartment if they're here to help perform and struggle. But again, y'all said the majority of them was 1 bedroom, so that was a lot. It's only 8 that was planned to do. And when you look at the income, I mean, you can get a 3-bedroom apartment if it's under 50% of the median income for $1,000, $1,100, excuse me, $1,098. And that's unheard of. And that's not fair to us to have to pay the additional monies to compensate the expenditures of the cops, the fire department, and the school district. So, you know, that theory, if you build it, they come, is false. I mean, you guys keep erecting these buildings. None of them are fully occupied. You got some that's going under. The hotel is a mess. I mean, no one is soliciting business. We have no retail here. You're bringing these people here and you're sending them out to buy groceries in Clark, Westfield, Linden. You have no business structure in the city. You can't keep, it's almost like somebody came to you guys, kicked a bucket of Legos over and said, that's what we're building. There's no structure down there. And the other thing is, I know when it came down to ordinances, you guys expediently put, you know, the anti-nepotism in. And I'm glad to see that y'all did that. But I'm asking for 2 ordinances to be introduced. One, there should be term limits on city council and mayor. You know, we got a new group of people that live in this town that you guys are bringing in. They're technical, they're advanced, and this council cannot move the city forward. I mean, we don't have the right people on this council to see what the people of the city need to get it where it needs to go. So, I mean, nobody should be able to retire from city council. It should be 8 to 12 years max that, you know, somebody else with a fresh look, with an open mind could come in here. I mean, to get 9 people to all think alike every week, I mean, twice a week, a month, it's not necessary. I mean, and the other thing is we should cut down to 7 people. I mean, I've been coming here for 2 years, and I know Mr. Baker told me by law y'all can have a max of 9, but you could do this with 7. I mean, because all you do is rotate who calls out. My attendance is better than all y'all attendance. You don't need 9 people. Thank you.
Thank you. Has anyone else signed up to speak?
No, they have not.
Okay, would anyone from the public like to come forward and speak?
Good evening. My name is Daniel Savard. I live at 391 Seminary Avenue. In the last few months, I've put water conservation devices in my house. I've gone from 1,200 units to under 10 to 8. And I find that there's a flat fee. If I'm spending money to conserve water, I think there should be a reward, not a penalty from the water company. And if the water company's making free money, I don't see why they're raising their rates in this town. If there's a flat rate fee for everybody, any good accountant or booking agent's going to understand that they have their operational costs covered by that if that's what the story is. If not, I want some reward for being a conservative person on waters and the utilities that we use and we need and we have to have for the future. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would anyone else from the public like to come forward and speak?
Willie Kralik, 161 West Main Street. I was here last month. I asked for help from anybody at council to help me with my problem at Patria's. I've gotten nowhere. Nobody's wanted to lend a hand in helping me on this. And I'd like to know why. Why won't you help me with this? I having a problem with the police chief. I'm having a problem with Mr. Steinman. I feel that you guys are favoritizing Patria's, and I have proof. I want to show you. I complained last time about that there was a sign on the front of my house saying, go stand by Patria's, and they said it was there for 3 months, and you didn't even look at it to even acknowledge that it was there. After that meeting, I got a letter in the mail saying that sign better come down in 4 days or 5 days later. I took the sign down. Now, why don't you help me with this? I got people standing in front of my house. I brought a laptop with me. I'm going to stand outside when the meeting's over, and I'm going to play it. I welcome you to come out and take a look at it and listen to what it is, and watch and see what it is. I'm asking for help from anybody at the council, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would anyone else from the public like to come forward and speak? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the meeting. I'd like to ask our CFO to come up, and if you could please speak a little on the water billing process, please.
Generally speaking, I'd like to commend the speaker for making an effort to conserve water. However, the water plant has a minimum bill, regardless of how much money you use. There's a minimum bill, I think, for the first 1,100 cubic feet of water, and then you pay a user fee for all the usage above that number. Now, unfortunately, that minimum bill is there to stabilize the overall operation of the plant. It's a very similar argument to not having kids in the school system. You have to pay your school portion of your tax bill so your community can maintain schools in its footprint.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to council comment. Councilman Farrar.
No comment at this time?
Councilman Cox.
I have no comment this evening.
Councilman Bresnahan. Councilman Brown.
I'd like to say that, I've been on council for quite some time. But when an individual says, how long a term should be, it's left up to you to get out and vote. You come up, you want to run for an office, that's what you do. But I'm quite sure everyone that is on the council, they do a job which they do the best, that, not necessarily do the best they can, they do work for the city of Rahway. And if that individual wants to run, they should do that. I'd also like to say that with the situation with Sandy, I'm working with the committee with the First Presbyterian Church. And if anyone has a concern, they can go to the First Presbyterian Church and they will take all the information that you need to deal with FEMA. And what we're doing now is building what we call a case management. And the case management will address those concerns. Thank you. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Sullivan.
No comment, thanks.
Councilman Mill.
No comment at this time.
Thank you. Councilman Baker.
Thank you, Council President. Once again, I would like to, in defense of council and the progress that the city of Rahway has made, particularly within the last 5 to 7 years. Within those years, we've been able to increase our housing stock approximately 1,500 units. We've been able to stabilize the tax rate in the city of Rahway for the past 15, 16 years. We've been able to increase our overall population by 6%. Our credit rating through Standard & Poor's and Moody's is the second highest rating that a municipality can have. The creation of the Arts District, I think, does provide some opportunities for revenue generation to help stabilize our economic matrix here in the city of Rahway, provide a creative outlet for our students and youth in the city of Rahway. We are not necessarily pleased with the level of retail, but we have been able to increase the number of businesses in the city of Rahway because of our redevelopment efforts. We've been able to increase our revenue streams within the city of Rahway to the point where we can at least maintain the kind of city services that residents of this town have enjoyed and have grown accustomed to. We've been able to invest in our parks and recreational programs, as well as our public library. So overall, I think that the design and the plan development for the growth of Rahway, I think, is having its benefits. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Winsome-Mayor.
No comment.
Okay, and I also have no comment tonight. I'll make a motion to adjourn, seconded by Councilman Brown. Roll call, please.
Baker,
Yes.
Bresnahan,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Farrar,
Yes.
Mayone,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Lanston Meyer,
Yes.
Simon. 9 ayes, none against.